my weather forecast API is it returns a JSON every time you navigate to it, and when you enter parameters to it, it gives you the response in JSON for those parameters. And for coding this, I will explain later on. And when my application's landing page is like this, where the user can log in or register. If they choose to log in, they can enter existing account details, which are stored in an Azure MySQL database. And they are provided with this main menu where they can create a new trip, where there is this all these functions, and they can get the weather forecast like this. And when if they enter choose dates, they can choose a date, for example 6, and when they go to choose the end date, it can't be before the start date, which is they are not allowed to choose these dates that are before 6. And then they can save the trip like this. I'll show you. Let's say United States. Manchester. Let's save a trip to Manchester. It takes a while, and then it says trip added successfully, and they then can view their trips, and it is added here, the Manchester. And every time I created a new trip, it created a new trip ID, which is gotten from my random number API, which is random, which is here. So give it a moment. So yeah, it's gotten from this number, and saved it in the database as the trip ID. And then they can navigate to the menu, where they can make a new trip request using this menu, and they can see all the trip from other users on this menu, and they can request them. For example, I'm going to request the trip from user, let's go to Afghanistan. So, and when they make this request, it adds this request here on my trips here. So it was to the trip to Afghanistan, and then when if they say test tree, when the my user signs out and test tree wants to see that trip, they can see that trip. They can see that the user has requested that trip, so it's here. So it's the trip to Afghanistan that I just requested is here, which they can choose to accept or reject like this, or they can accept it like this. And then this user can also make a request.